Good morning, Paul. Welcome to the October monthly chat. I'm delighted to see you there, proudly wearing your People on Work polo shirt.
Yes, yeah, I'm very pleased with that. We've had delivery of these, and well, they got their first outing because we did a location shoot last week, didn't we?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought I'd wear mine today because I didn't get the chance to wear mine last week, and I knew we were talking this morning. But that was a really interesting day's filming we had in deepest, darkest Essex.
It sure was, yeah. The Essex Print Studios is a collective, I guess, of artists that are all looking to share a space and I guess share inspiration and ideas and support each other as they comment on life today in 21st century Britain. We saw some really interesting stuff.
Yeah, we really did, and it's another one of those kind of, and we're seeing it in everything we're doing. Like another one of those things that kind of probably wouldn't be as successful were it not for the pandemic and the lockdown, because most of the artists, most of them were working in London, and then they were during the lockdown they were working at home. And then it was a mix of they didn't have to go back to their offices full time, and maybe they didn't want to because they were being very productive at home, but then they were missing the interaction with other people. And what the print studios have done that's really clever, they've rented the spaces out to the artists, so you get that feeling of being in a place where you're with other people and you can have a coffee together and get a bit of that interaction, but you've got your own space and you're not doing that kind of hour or hour plus commute on the train every day. So they all look very happy.
yeah no, I was really pleased that we must have interviewed sort of 5 or 6 of the setup over there. And I mean, what really struck me was how you ask them they're about what do they like about their work, and they sort of interestingly they sort of look at you a little bit blankly. In that, especially with the camera and the lights going, in that they don't see the work, they just consider themselves artists. It's sort of it runs right through everything they do. So in many ways, I mean, I think we'll see this in the interviews when the footage starts getting posted, but in many ways it was really, I think some of the candidates found it really quite difficult to answer the question. Yeah, because it's it's like saying, what do you like being about a human? Whatever. I mean.
Yeah, it's true, and also that's like the first time we've kind of and you did before, you did all the kind of chefs and the students doing the catering courses, and then at Covent Garden it was all the people working with flowers and fresh fruit and veg. But this was the first time we've interviewed a group of people working in the creative space.
Yeah.
And again, with the golden questions, everybody gets asked the same thing, but you see the variety of answer. Some people went to art college, some people were doing other things, and this was a passion that they kind of took the risk and branched out and started doing. And it's that kind of, I know 5 or 6 people is just 5 or 6 people, but if as we start expanding out and asking more and more people, and this is what People on Work's for, you're seeing that there's not one route into doing a line of work. There's not one qualification. There's and some people go the education route, and other people kind of find a way to it that you really only would hear about when you hear them talk about it.
It's interesting. Well, you just mentioned Covent Garden Market Authority. I'd just like to say a big thanks to Rebecca and the team there. They've been really effective, but they've really made a great use of the content that we filmed down there. And they've reposted it on their social media channels. And it's getting it's getting a few views. So well done to CGMA.
Yeah, I agree. They're really using the content in the way that we think it's best practice to use it. Then yes, we've got our audience that we're building with schools and other people who are just curious about different work and interested, but they're actually kind of sharing, their interviews, the people who are working at the markets, and you're just seeing different layers and levels to what they're doing, and a personal face to it each time, and a different story each time. So it's just great to see them getting all that value out of those interviews that were done very, very early in the morning by you guys.
Okay, so the schools have been back open for 4 weeks now. We need to pull our finger out and start cracking the whip a little bit with those schools that we're working with. So I've committed to you, Paul, over the last couple of days that there's a few people I need to follow up with. That the end of last term for academic institutions was really tough. They had exams to deal with, huge amounts of moderation, because lots of the normal exam system was sort of put to one side a bit, and internal exams and coursework became much more of a focus. So hopefully those schools have now got a bit of breathing space, and they're thinking about how they're going to deliver a quality careers offer over the next couple of terms, and we need to get stuck in and sort of relight the fire of enthusiasm.
Yeah, definitely. And I've made the same commitment back to you, Tom, that I'm going to be doing the same back from my end. And, and I have to say, a bit like you giving a shout out to CGMA, I have to give a shout out to Sally at the Priory School in Hitchin in Hertfordshire, who's just been fantastic. She was brilliant when she approached us after seeing people on work, seeing a neighbouring school building up their playlist, and she's gone into the alumni, and we've got 2 videos so far, but I know she's spoken to a lot more people, and there's more in the pipeline. So and it's just, we really appreciate it, but not just because of the engagement with people on work, but because Sally really, and she really gets what the value is for the Priory School. So we're definitely back with the tinderbox, and back talking to careers professionals to light the same fire.
Excellent. Okay. Well, look, let's leave it there. But I do also hope when we speak again in a month and do our next update, that there'll be a bit of news from, regarding the website, which is still work in progress, but that's sort of targeted for the year end, and also potentially with Reading University.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I'm hoping so too.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Paul.
Right. Good to see you.